efficient people get. It's completely, it's off the charts. What would you be like? 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 What would you be like?
3, 2, 1. Mike DeQuatro.
How you doing?
Welcome to the lodge, dude.
Dude, this place is awesome.
I appreciate that.
You know when you like see something on camera and you think like it's just gonna be like tucked away into like a random corner and everything else. Like this is a nice setup you got here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying. I'm definitely trying, but I want to thank you, by the way, before we get into it further, having me on the Pick Last podcast a few months ago.
Absolutely no
So
problem.
those of you listening, you've seen me have Bryan on, you've seen me have Andrew on. Those two gentlemen and this handsome gentleman host the Pick Last podcast. Couldn't recommend it to you enough. And you're also on Twitch as DeQuat, right?
Yes. And I see that you saved the best for last with the 3 members. They've actually been holding down the fort. I kind of had to take like a little bit of I wouldn't say hiatus, but I've been traveling for work a lot lately. Okay. So I kind of missed like the last few episodes. So they've been
taking a little break.
They've been holding it down. So I applaud them and I absolutely love them for it. But
hell yeah,
I should be there for next episode. So
that's great. The return of Mikey.
The return of me.
That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear. So is the Pick Last podcast, you guys talking about the football off season, or are you guys kind of transitioning into a baseball? Like where's...
So we transitioned into baseball, me and Bryan, for a few episodes. And then, again, like I started traveling. And since Andrew doesn't watch baseball and, you know, there's nothing to talk about with football up until, you know, the draft, we kind of didn't have an episode. But now that I'm back here, I can focus a lot more on baseball. I can focus a lot more on, you know, researching for the podcast. And we should be able to get an episode out, hopefully. But we just they just had a mock draft.
Awesome.
I think of the first round, it was Andrew, Bryan, and Chris Burkowski.
Yes,
hopped on there.
From ChargingTheMound.com.
From Charging the Mound, he just started that
plug. Yeah, he just started his podcast.
Yeah.
No. Did you listen to the first episode?
I did.
It was very good.
He's quite a talker and knows what he's talking about.
I like listening. I like his rants. I like his personal rants.
His rants.
Like that second half was amazing. Oh.
He went on a rant on an episode of Pick Last that didn't get to air because it
I heard
because it broke down midstream.
As you say, broke down.
Yeah, as it broke down.
That's weird.
But he went on a rant about Drew Brees, and it was the hardest I've ever laughed talking about a football like topic. It was
man, you
hilarious.
guys lost gold.
Yeah, we really, really did.
That's crazy. But you mentioned that you are doing a lot of traveling for work.
Yes.
I see you're repping the duds.
Yeah.
GFuel. What are you guys doing? You fueling America?
I actually just got this hoodie too.
I like it, dude. Nice color palette.
Thank you.
Reminds me of like a sour candy.
Yeah.
You know?
We do have a few sour flavors, but I'm not here to plug GFuel. You know, it's.
Is it enjoyable work?
It's very enjoyable work. So with GFuel, I was a fan of the company before I started working for the company. Which a lot of the people that work there kind of like found the job, but also like then tried the product. Like I was a fan, and I had just moved to West Babylon, and I ordered my product, and then I got an email saying like, oh, you know, thank you for your order, blah blah blah, and at the end has the address of the place, and it was in West Babylon, New York. I was like, that can't be real. I looked it up on Google Maps, and it was like, yeah, GFuel headquarters, 5 minutes away from my house. I'm like,
So what'd you do? You just showed up? And
I showed up to buy product. They were having the buy one get one free sale in November, right during Thanksgiving, and I went there, and I was like, at the end, I was like, are you guys like hiring or anything like that? And they were like, oh, you could, you know, show your resume, blah, blah, blah. But I was like super nice, courteous. And the customer service girl, like as soon as I passed over my resume, passed it off to the person in charge. And an hour later, I got a text. And it was like, we have a warehouse job opening up. And that wasn't exactly what I wanted to do. But I got my foot in the door. And eventually, a year and like 3 months later, got a promotion into the office to doing what I'm doing now.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
So that's my thing. Here's why I love your story here, Mikey. Here's why I love your story. Because everybody's relying on Indeed.com to get them a job. What did you do? You showed up.
I just showed up.
You showed up.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like that's almost like a lost art in the job application process these days.
I'm actually really, really happy because they weren't able to see the lower half of me, like because of where the customer service was. So I was wearing like straight up pajama pants, and nobody saw that. Like, thankfully, they just saw the shirt I was wearing. I think I was wearing like a hoodie or something.
That makes you even more gangster.
And I was just like, that's fucked up.
This guy's
like
slinging resumes in his fucking pajamas. I give you props, dude. I give you props.
Thank you.
Let's briefly touch on your Twitch channel too. So you are a PC gamer.
I am a PC gamer.
PC Master Race.
100%.
So what
100%.
was the catalyst to your switch from console to PC?
So I always played console. I always, like me and Andrew and Nick Willie, always used to play on Xbox together. I had my core group of friends that would play Halo together. We would play Gears of War, and then we would end up playing whatever game was on Xbox 360 at the time. And then PS3 had The Last of Us, which me, Nick, and Andrew slayed on. Like, that was the one game like the three of us were really good at. Another one of my buddies from Tennessee, he also played. So it was like the four of us just destroying everybody. So I actually played console for a really long time. But in the midst of all that, since like 2006, I've been playing World of Warcraft. So, got to play it on a computer. So eventually had to buy better computers and better computers, and then started building my own computers. And then it just kind of clicked. I was like, I prefer a mouse and keyboard to a controller, especially in FPSs. So I play like Counter-Strike, and I can't imagine playing that game with a joystick.
The joystick.
Like, it's with a joystick, the way that you glide, and like, I just don't feel like you have enough precision when you're gliding with the joystick on your screen without aim lock.
I'd agree with you, but it's funny because I'm kind of almost a little bit backwards. One of my first, I played a lot of console, like, growing up before I was exposed to PC. Like, I had an N64, I had an NES, a Sega Genesis. But then I got Halo for the PC. Halo 1.
Combat Evolved was a fucking great game.
I must have been 12, 13, 14. Can't quite remember how old I was. It was middle school. Weird times. But anyway, I remember playing it on the PC, and it was a completely different experience. Like, I used to love playing GoldenEye on the N64. Then I remember playing Halo for the PC and being like, oh, this is how a shooter's supposed to feel.
Yeah. First of all, an FPS game on an N64 controller is the worst thing you could have done. I don't know.
Oh, it's a challenge for everybody. You're looking at it the wrong way. You're right.
I absolutely love GoldenEye. But I tried to play it like 2 years ago, and I'm like, what the fuck do I do with this thing?
Going back.
I'm like, how did I ever play this game?
It felt fresh at the time because it's all you knew. But now it's just, there's no going back.
I can't even imagine that.
But yeah, I remember playing Halo for the PC, Combat Evolved, and loving it. And what that led me to do was just buy an Xbox so I could play Halo 2.
Oh yeah, Halo 2. Halo 2 was
fucking classic, man.
Absolute classic. By far I would say it's in the top 3 or 4 of my favorite games of all time.
Would you consider that era let's call it Halo to Halo 4, Gears to Gears 3? Would you call that a golden age for first-person shooters? That's when Modern Warfare came out too.
Well, Gears of War wasn't a first-person shooter.
It's a third person. I made the same mistake on a podcast with Danny Ambrose.
You know what? Unbelievable.
I keep doing
Learn it.
I know. You know why? Go ahead.
For shooters, and to me, that was a golden age of being in party chat. In party chat with like 8 of your friends, like having a full party, everybody playing the same thing, or even if it's like 4 of your friends, I know people still do it on PS4 and Xbox now, but back then it was like you looked forward to going home and just hopping on, seeing who was on, inviting anybody who was on, or joining the party while everybody's on. Like,
bro, this takes me right back to when I had a Razor flip phone, and I would get a text from my boy Vogel, "Yo, Gears tonight." And then you pass that on to everybody, like, "Yo, Gears thing just goes around."
Before group chats were a thing.
Exactly, you had to pass it from person to person. Yeah. Oh my god, and you're right. That's what you would look forward to. You'd be looking at the clock and be like, "Yo, I'm going home and I'm ripping these Gears."
I remember. Getting home from school, and back then I didn't really do homework, so like as soon as I got home, it was like game for like 2 hours, have dinner, and then just game until like 1 o'clock in the morning. Maybe explains why I failed a lot in high school. But, you know.
Well, you're doing all right for yourself now.
But
you graduate. I was a slacker too, dude. Don't worry.
No, that's all right. I don't mind. I'm in college now. I'm have a full-time job. Nobody cares about me going to summer school in 10th grade. I don't think.
Nobody needs to know that. That's not on your resume, right?
I don't think so.
You didn't put that under.
I don't think so.
Under
thinking
education.
About it. But yeah, like, you know, I have a picture that came up at the end of last year in November. That was me and 8 of my friends, and all of us were playing Skyrim in an Xbox party chat. And Skyrim wasn't multiplayer, but we were just talking to each other, be like, "Oh my god, I just did this! Oh my god, this just happened to me!" Like,
or you tell each other where to find certain things.
What quests we're up to.
No, you're so right, man. Because I don't really have any kind of group chats like that anymore. I mean, I had things like that with Overwatch.
Yeah,
you know, but never a group chat full of people who are either playing the same game in a one-player campaign or a chat full of people playing different games.
Yeah.
Like it's so foreign now. Like, are people, or is it just that we're older that we're not doing that so much anymore? Or do you think that's really not a thing in the gaming community?
I have like 3 different gaming like groups, and one of them is like all of us are quote unquote working professionals in the sense of like, a lot of us travel, a lot of us stay home, but like sometimes, like, you'll always be able to be like, yo, you want to hop on Xbox, like party chat. One person will be playing Madden, one person will be playing Fortnite, somebody else will be playing whatever game. I'll be on my computer, not even playing Xbox, but you know, with the Windows 10, you can connect to party chat. So like, I'll just be on my computer, just dicking around, and you know, everybody else is playing something.
People are chilling in the chat.
I'll play World of Warcraft, like whatever. Like I'll do anything. So like I have like that group of friends, and like Andrew and his roommate Brian, like Tom LaFaso, like they all play every night on PS4, but I don't really play PS4. But I know if I do want to play PS4,
they're there waiting.
They're there, like, you know, any game. Me and Andrew used to play. Not used to. We still kind of sometimes do. We play like NHL, like they have the 3v3s, and it's, you know, me, him, and a computer playing against 3 other guys, and you know, we try to rank up our team as much as possible. So I'll do that, and then I have my group of Counter-Strike friends, the guys that I play competitive Counter-Strike with, which is my favorite game right now. I don't want to offend anybody.
I've noticed you've been showing off on Twitch.
Yeah.
It's like 4 of your last 5 streams.
Yeah, pretty much. It usually is like my go-to game. But if I don't have anybody to play with, I kind of don't like playing, because it's one of those games where you need communication. Like, you need to talk to your team. Yes. And if you get put on a team with a troll, or you get put on a team with people who don't have mics, like, it's almost miserable. Like, or
the people who fucking like play music through their microphone.
Yep.
Can't stand those people.
And it wouldn't bother me if the game wasn't so strict when it comes to ranking up and ranking down. Yep. Like, the same mode that I play with my friends for right now is the same mode that if I was to hop into with other people. So it's like, if I do good with my friends, that's great, but I won't rank up if I'm constantly losing when I'm not playing with my friends, you know? So it's like a double-edged sword, but I love the game. And, you know, I also play Fortnite on stream too, but that's mostly because, like, I'm forced to play it by my boss. And
your boss?
Yeah.
Why do you play Fortnite with your boss?
So on Fridays and Sundays,
cool
we have a stream house in Merritt. So Fridays and Sundays I go to his house, and we stream Fortnite for like 4 hours. 4 hours.
That's awesome.
So yeah, it's fun. You know, it's a way to interact with our community and, you know, our fans of our product.
Oh shit! So the whole GFuel does a live stream of Fortnite, and you have a customer base that's engaging with you guys while you do this stream.
Yeah,
that is awesome.
On Sundays we have
a
thing called Sub Sunday, where if you subscribe to us on Twitch, you can hop into our Discord and hop into a waiting room, and we'll pull people into that game, into our game, and
that's cool.
If they win a game, they win a free thing of GFuel. If they a free tub of GFuel. If they get 5 kills, they get a starter kit. Like, if they get 1 kill, they get a sample pack. Like, we do that all. I do all of that.
That's a brilliant idea.
That's my job.
That's awesome, dude. Yeah, that's fucking awesome.
It's a really, really fun job. You know, I know that we just kind of like skipped over it a little bit, but going back,
it comes full circle, man.
So yeah,
well, that's, dude, to me, like, just hearing that little anecdote of yours, it sounds to me like you're in the right place.
Oh, this is by far the best job I've ever had. And you know, I have like some, like I made a tweet about this a little while ago. I have like some friends that like kind of take it as like a joke that I work for this company, and it's like it kind of irks me because I'm like, I'm finally in a place where I love what I do, you're like chipping away at me, and I'm like, why are you doing this? Like,
you know it is. You know it
it's
is.
like, oh, you work for GFuel, you're gonna snort the G. I'm like, dude, come on, like, I get it, but like also like relax.
I don't know. Maybe your success is making them uncomfortable.
Oh, well, I hope not, because I always hope for the success of others. So
likewise, dude. Likewise, but you know, some people are like that, and it's almost like you have to, in a way, you kind of need to be forgiving because like nobody who's in a good place puts other people down.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
And I 100% agree with that. You know, like I'm totally okay with just. Are we allowed to curse?
You can curse all you fucking want.
There we go. Like, I'm totally cool with, like, fucking around with my friends. I have no problem with that. Of course. I have one friend who...
me and my friends flame each other all the time. It's the way we talk.
I know a friend that... one of my best friends. I've known him almost pretty much my whole life. He works for a company where he works closely with car companies.
Cool.
And so, like, he told one of the lead designers of one of the cars, like, hey... You know, we've been getting a lot of input about this. Maybe you should, like, change this up. And they changed it. He mentioned that to us. And now, every once in a while, when he, like, you know, tries to go on his high horse, it's like, oh, I forgot you're the car designer. Like, you shaped the cars. Like, that's perfectly okay. But, like, when you get, like, little pot shots that are, like, unnecessary, it's like...
And when they're what do you say? When they're, when you can feel they're forced.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
You're forcing the joke.
Like, you're really trying to force the joke. That's when it's like, all right, this, like, stopped being funny the first time, and now that you keep doing it, it's just not funny. Like, sorry.
Well, you know, that's the thing is, like, look, I don't know anything about these friends of yours who are doing that, so I'm not necessarily talking about that behavior in general, but... You know, for me, people who keep doing that, I don't necessarily keep around very... Like, I don't push them out of my life, but it's like you just don't gravitate towards them.
Yeah.
You know? It's like you gotta support each other. Like, we're all fucking out here. Like, we live in such a golden age that, like, everybody gets to have a side hustle.
Yeah.
Like, our grandparents, no side hustle.
Yeah.
Our great-grandparents, no side hustle.
It wasn't a side hustle. It was mostly just like, I need to work 2 jobs to support my family.
Because I need to fucking live.
I need to feed my fucking family.
Exactly. So it's like, look, we're all out here. We're all throwing our ideas into the ether. And the truth is, like, the more people who band together and push each other up, the more people succeed. Mm-hmm. It's that simple. Yeah. There's no coincidence that, like, how do I put this? The grunge scene in Seattle.
Okay.
The reason one genre of music primarily exploded in one city in the country was because everybody involved in that movement was networking together, and the grunge movement supported itself.
That was like the punk movement in New York, though, and London.
Exactly. You know, this show, same exact thing. And it's like, well, that's no different. It's no different for all the tiny little pockets in all the counties across America.
Yep.
It's like if people come together and get organized, there'll be more fruits to go around.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
So like, unless it's in jest, don't talk shit.
I just like the idea of fuck them.
Fuck them all, bro. Fuck them all, dude. Work together. Fuck them all.
I get to play video games for a living. Like, I don't know what you guys get to do, but I'm pretty happy with what I am.
I'm pretty happy for you. To me, when I see that, I'm like, yo, if Mikey could do it, I could do it.
You can.
You know, anybody. Exactly. Like, people, like, it's... You know what I like to see? I like to see people as, like, magnets. Like, little magnets. Like, here you are, Mikey, rocking GFuel, playing video games for a living, producing sick beard. Your existence is promoting more people to grow sick beards, drink some GFuel, and play video games for a living. And it's like, that's cool. I'm like, yo, I support this. I want more of that. So, like, you know what I'm saying?
So I had, again, I hate to mention, you know, my Twitter, but, you know...
No, you're... Plug your shit.
No.
Plug your shit, please.
I'm not trying to plug. But
plug!
I had all right.
At what?
It's DeQuat.
At DeQuat?
DeQuat. DeQuats. Some fucker has DeQuat. Never tweets, and it's from fucking 2012. I'm like, motherfucker, give me my fucking account. I'm like, god damn it.
Imagine you could have like literal like social media trials over account names.
God. Oh, that would be the funniest fucking thing.
That'd be hilarious.
I'm about to send this guy a fucking letter and just be like, listen, motherfucker.
What do you want?
Give up the... I don't know. He doesn't get anything. Like, just give me my name.
So, yeah, if he's not using it.
So,
you were saying.
Oh, yeah. So, I had a tweet where it was somebody was like, list every job that you have up until your job now. And that's kind of when it like clicked to me. And I realized that this is a job that I can't take for granted, because I was a fucking janitor twice. I was a janitor when I worked for the town of Hempstead. Then I got promoted into a different department that was still like labor, like, so I was cutting paper like on an industrial level of like big stacks of paper, putting it in a machine. Fucking razor blade comes and cuts it. All the shit that gets mailed to your house from the town of Hempstead, that went through me for 7 years.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's
sorry
okay.
about that. But,
I forgive you.
I went from that, and then I started working at the North Shore Towers, where, you know, all my friends worked. I got a job there, and I just wasn't happy. I was seriously at my lowest depression. Like, I was miserable every day. Like, I was working 3:30 to midnight. The job paid so well, but there was a point where I said to myself, I was like, when does my happiness stand above money? And I was making a lot of money at the time. During Christmas, tips, unreal. But I was fucking miserable. Every single day, I'd come home from work, at midnight, I'd have whatever leftover dinner that was from 4 hours ago, 6 hours ago, and I'd just be like, what am I doing? Everybody, all my friends, they're all asleep because they're working 9 to 5 days.
They work on a different schedule than you.
And so I'm there until midnight, and I was also working at the town still, so I would go right to sleep at 1 o'clock, wake up to work at 9 in the morning, and then I would work from 9 until 12, go home, take a nap, have lunch, and then work 3:30 to midnight every day, except for my days off. And then it was either 3:30 to midnight or 9 to 5.
And then what happened?
And then I quit the towers because I tried to pursue full-time at the town of Hempstead. And after a while, like it was like a half a year, I realized that like all these empty promises that I was promised for years and years, just I didn't see it being fulfilled. So I took a job as a graphic designer. It was like one of my friends' girlfriend at the time, her dad's place. So I was like, all right, I'll get this job. And I worked there for like 8 years, but not 8 years, sorry, 8 months. Things didn't work out, but it was also like beneficial to me because I realized I don't want to be a graphic designer. I loved graphic design for the longest time, and that job made me lose my passion into graphic design because it sounds fucking douchey to say, but like when you're a graphic designer and when you go to school to learn all these things that help you make whatever you're trying to make, and you make something that you're proud of and you're like, I fucking love this. And then you hand it to the client and they're like, oh, I like it, but change this, change this too. And then when you change everything, you're like, this looks like shit. This looks terrible. I understand it's what you want. I totally get that that's what you want. But to me, that doesn't look good.
I know exactly what you mean.
And then it's like when I hand it off, I'm like, I don't even want my name attached to this. I'm like, this looks like trash. So, I lost my passion at the same time that I ended up like losing that job. And I ended up working, I created an Etsy shop doing wedding themed things. And I did that for a year. And I still do it now, but I did it for a year before I ended up realizing that I probably should get a steady
income.
Job, stable income. And that's where I found GFuel. And once I started working at GFuel, it was like, that's what I wanted to do. Like, I was in the warehouse and my job was awesome. Like, even in the warehouse, like standing, packing orders, like I had no problem with it because my bosses were awesome. My coworkers were awesome. Like playing music or listening to podcasts while I'm working, and just bullshitting with my friends as we're packing orders. Like I found a family there because it's a small company. There's only like 30 people working there and everybody knows each other. Everybody's friends with each other. So it's like I got incorporated into that family so quickly. And then now I have to take it a lot more serious because of my new position, which again, everybody's so close and everybody's so tight knit. I have, sorry.
You're good.
I have 4 other guys that we go to events with, and share hotel rooms, share Airbnbs, like whatever we need to do. Hang out at a booth at a convention all weekend. And it's just the four of us, running everything and going out to dinner afterwards and like just constantly talking to each other.
You guys are a squad.
It's a squad. And if you look at my Instagram, like there's pictures of just like me and my coworkers, like, hey, we're doing this. Like it's a lot of fun, and it's definitely like it was a blessing. And I hate that word. I hate when people are like, "Oh, I'm blessed," or like
hashtag blessed, Mikey.
Yeah, hashtag blessed. But it really was like in the shortest terms, it kind of was like a blessing, like of taking that shot to X for a job and then working my ass off. So I was in the warehouse, and then they were only sending 3 people to PAX South back in February, and I asked, I was like, "Hey, are you like?" I was like, "Oh, who's going?" And they're like, "Oh, it's just blah, 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 blah. There's just 3 of us." And then he was like, "Why? You want to go?" And I was like, "Fuck it. Yeah, like I'll go." And then I got home and I said to my girlfriend, I was like, "Look, like I got to go on this trip." And it was in San Antonio. And I was like, "I'm going to bust my ass." So they see like more potential.
But you're out here. You're out here.
I'm out here.
Yeah.
So I did everything I could. I did everything that they kind of asked me to, and within that time, like we just became I instantly meshed with them because they were like the squad before I joined. Mm-hmm. So I instantly meshed with them, and like even my boss, like my convention boss, if that makes sense, he said to me, he's like, "Wow, I can't believe how like well you fit in with us." And then like as soon as I got back from the trip, like my boss was the CEO was like, "Come like talk to me in my office." And he's like, I was just going to take you to do the Twitch stream because, one of our guys is, moving away. And he's like, "But, I heard you did Killer at the convention, and we're also have a spot opened up for an influencer manager." And he's like, "I want you to, take on the office job full time." And I was like, "Absolutely."
Wow. Yeah, your entire story reminds me of a quote from Terrence McKenna that says, "Nature loves courage." Mm-hmm. It's like you took a risk leaving what you knew and jumped into graphic design, something you thought was going to be a new passion, something you thought was going to be a next step. That's what I'm saying.
It was a passion.
It was.
Yeah.
But it's something you thought that would sustain you across time.
Yeah.
But after 8 months,
nope,
it fell.
Nope.
And that's enough to break people, dude. Stuff like that, to think that you finally found something that you think is going to sustain your fulfillment professionally, and then to lose that crumbles a lot of people. But what you did, if I may, you left there and you're like, "I'm going to rely on me." I feel like this was almost, it seems like some sort of attitude change, or like, "I'm going to do my Etsy shop." Mm-hmm. You did this Etsy shop, right? And then you saw that GFuel was in West Babylon, and you're like, "I'm going to go there. Mm-hmm. I'm going to ask for this job."
It kind of didn't work out that way.
Yeah. You were done jumping on the rails, and you decided to take a risk with yourself behind the wheel.
Yeah.
Like there was no clear path set out for you in GFuel. There was
really.
Nothing.
No.
You had to ask for the job. And when you got the job, you were like, "I'm going to San Antonio and I'm gonna bust my fucking ass." You know what I'm saying? I genuinely hope everybody who's listening learns something from that. Take risks.
Yeah.
Risks.
I definitely agree with taking risks. I wouldn't say to like use me as the
no. Listen. I know you're trying to be humble and humility, and you are. You let's just get that out of the way. I'm bragging about you. You're not bragging about yourself. All right, you don't got to worry about it. But no, dude, what you did is something. It's something I had to learn the hard way, and I think it's something a lot of people need to learn the hard way. Yeah. Is to throw yourself into things. Yeah. Find out what you like, and if something you thought you liked isn't working out, don't be afraid to walk away from it.
I know a lot of people who feel like they're stuck at where they work, and they're afraid to like do other things, and like that always kind of like it kind of hurts, because I have this mentality where if I'm not happy with something, I'm not gonna do it just because. Like obviously, I know I need an income, but obviously I don't care if I have to rework a resume and find and pass it off to different places. make an Indeed profile or something like that and pass off your resume. See who will take you for, even if you're taking like a $1 or $2 cut. Like, find something that you're going to be more happy with than sticking with where you are now. It's one of those things where if you're not happy, you shouldn't suffer. You shouldn't have to suffer. Obviously, I know that depression and mental health, could be more chemicals and stuff like that.
Yes,
but when you're not happy with what you're doing for a living,
it can trigger it.
It can trigger it. Yes.
Yes.
I still have a lot of mental health issues. I still have anxiety attacks. I still have panic attacks. I'm still slightly, on the shade of depressed and stuff like that. But at least while I'm at my job, I'm not sitting there like, I hate what I do. I hate doing this. I hate myself. Which is exactly what I was doing when I was working at the North Shore Towers. And I have a lot of people that were like, I can't believe that you gave up all that money. You're broke now. You don't have any money. Like, how are you gonna do things? And I'm like, dude, like, I don't care about not having money. I care about not wanting to fucking kill myself when I get home. And that's not even like a metaphor. Like, that was actually like a real. It was real. A real thing. It's like, I would get home. With. Like, yep. I'd be driving. I don't mean to get like too deep, but I'd be driving home on the Parkway at 12:15 at night and thinking like, I would just love to just drive my car right off the road. Like, I wouldn't even care. I was like, I was really low, and I don't think a lot of people know how low, but I say this is actually the first time I actually really said that, but it's like, I want people to know that if they're not happy, like, it does get better, and like, it can get better if you apply yourself.
It starts with you.
It starts with you. You're not gonna get better if you're just like doing this, not wanting to change anything. I decided I didn't want to do that anymore, and I made the changes. And obviously, it didn't work out. The road didn't work well as I thought it would, but here I am now, 4 years later, and I'm a lot happier than I was back then. So, I at least have that to say and show forward.
Dude, you look. Even from the last time I saw you, you're in better spirits. And it's not that you weren't in good spirits back then. We're talking Pick Last podcast.
I was going to say, I was in a good mood that day.
You were in good spirits. But I'm seeing even now, it actually seems like over the course of the last couple years, having seen you so sparingly, I see, like, comparing you to and I loved all Mikeys across all time, but comparing you to the Mikey that I played softball with that one time, and the Mikey I'm looking at today, I see a guy who's much more focused, who's much more, how do I put it? Not articulate, but composed. Mm-hmm. You're more steady. I
appreciate that. Yeah. I really do. I would like to contribute that, the Pick Last podcast, when we saw each other, like, I was kind of like, dealing with the fact that the Cowboys were in the playoffs and it was going to be a big match. That whole thing was what was weighing on me. So, rightfully so, because obviously that didn't end well for us.
No, but neither one of us. That didn't end well.
But yeah, I mean, and I like, hats off to Andrew and Bryan, and Matt from the Movie Mayhem podcast, Nick, Wilhelm, like, all of them, like, anytime I had a problem, anytime I needed to reach out to somebody, like, they were always there. I absolutely love every single one of them, more than they know. Because, again, when I was at my lowest and needed somebody to talk to, whether they knew that they were helping me or not, whether I was just talking about, at the time, like, wrestling, or whether we were talking about sports or whatever, just having somebody to talk to and interact with, like,
it goes such a long way.
It goes such a long way. And I don't think that they truly know how much of an impact they have on my life. But, I'm forever grateful for having close friends like that.
Yeah, they can be the arc that gets you through any storm, man.
Yeah.
Like, friends, family, and community. Mm-hmm. It's truly something that can...
Speaking of storms.
Yes.
Is Thor gonna die in Avengers?
No. I think I'm glad you brought up Avengers, because I'm losing my mind.
I wanted to get off of me.
Let's go. It's fine. Let's go.
Dude, well, I was on Reddit, and there's a fucking spoiler thread already, and I'm like, dude, this is gonna be a time where some fucker is gonna change their flair and spoil the Avengers. Like, I'm ghosting myself off of social media the next few days.
You have tickets for Thursday or Friday?
Thursday.
Thursday. Me too, dude.
Me, Bryan.
Where are you guys going?
Andrew. I don't know. I don't remember.
It's a 9 o'clock showing in Deer Park at the Tanger Outlets.
Oh, I don't know.
I could see you there.
I don't know. Maybe.
But, yeah,
who knows?
knows?
That's actually a theater that I've been going to a lot lately.
I love that place.
That's a really nice place.
That
And you get Chipotle right next door.
Mm-hmm. They got plenty of stuff right there in that little court. But no, I think Thor's actually going to be one of the ones who's okay. I think both Iron Man and Captain America are done. Red and Blue are out. I know it hurts. Yo, here's what I think. Steve Rogers, somehow he's not going to die, but they're going to send him back in time to be with Peggy.
Yeah, I heard you say that once before, and I was like, that actually makes a lot of sense.
I think it was when I had Bryan on.
Yeah.
And I think Iron Man's going to die. I think we've been working up to Iron Man dying. Like, Pepper's pregnant. He created life. Now he's going to give his life. You know, it's all he's been trying to do when he made Ultron. Like, he's just been trying to... I don't know. And like, I feel like the first Avengers movie foreshadows it because he was willing to sacrifice himself.
Yeah. Well, he also did that in... It was another movie, too, wasn't it? Where he... wasn't it when he... in Civil War, when he was, like, fucking getting the shit kicked out of him, and he was, like, accepting of anything that came, because he was like, you know, like, I don't want this, you know?
He's fighting for what he believes in, and if that's what leads to his death, then so be it.
I saw a picture that was like, I really want this scene to come up again, and it was when Pepper was like, oh, we have to go to the hospital back in Iron Man 1, and he's like, first cheeseburgers. Like, all the way at the end of Iron Man, like, I was like, that would be kind of funny if that ended up, like, coming full circle.
That would be. But the whole MCU really started with him. He got it kicked off. It's going to be his time to shine in the end.
So, do you think that he'll come back as an AI? Do you think like he's
like a Force Ghost, but with science?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Like,
yes.
What was
in the
fucking
Spider-Man
Johnny
trilogy?
Depp,
Definitely.
That Johnny Depp movie. I forgot the name of it, where he uploaded his
brain.
His
consciousness
into... like, I could see that, like, some shit like that happening, or at least, like, changing Jarvis's name, or Monday's... What's her name? Monday? Friday? Whatever the new AI for Spider-Man. Like, changing that to Tony, or whatever, and it's just, like, Tony Stark.
Yeah. I mean, again, that's something he's kind of been working towards.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm really excited.
I couldn't talk about myself all that time without like cutting in and be like, we need to talk about Avengers.
No. I'm glad. Listen. Your story is inspiring and beautiful, and actually,
but so is the Avengers.
But so is the Avengers. So
yeah,
we moved on to the Avengers here. So, let me ask you: do you think Loki's still alive?
I want to say yes because I know that they have the show with him.
But who knows? Maybe that takes place in the past.
It could take place in the past. That would be fucking cool if he was still alive.
I think he is. I think he's the trickster, and he always comes out. He's always back.
So, like, I know that he's able to project himself, but is he able to project himself in a physical manner? Like, because you know how, like, anytime Thor went to punch him, like, it wasn't, like, a dummy being punched. It was, like, went right through him. But, like, Thanos actually held him. Held him and choked him out. Like, I don't know how you would fake that, you know?
Because he's Loki. He's the trickster. He's a black magician. Like, he's just full of tricks. He's one step ahead. And, I don't know, I'm a big Loki fan.
No, I am too. I think he really grew after the Avengers.
Yes.
The first Avengers, minus Thor Dark World.
Skip over that one.
But I mean, like, Thor Ragnarok, he fucking killed it.
I loved Ragnarok, dude.
I was talking to my girlfriend, I was like, you know, we should really watch Ragnarok tonight. And she's like, yeah, but I haven't watched any of the other ones. I was like, no. I'm like, you don't have to.
You're fine,
like, yeah. Like, this is, like, a perfect standalone movie in the same way that Spider-Man was, like, Homecoming.
I didn't see Homecoming. So I still need to see that. Don't spoil it.
You didn't see Homecoming?
I have not seen Homecoming.
You should really see Homecoming.
I have a little... Look, I'm going to. It's just, like, I got a little bit of Spider-Man fatigue.
How? Like the game?
Not the game. No, the game's on deck. I'm going to play the game soon.
Oh, play the game.
Yeah, I got it. It's on deck. Been on deck for a while, but it's on deck. No, I mean, look, there was the original Raimi trilogy, and I loved 1 and 2 of that series. And the Garfield trilogy was supposed to be a trilogy. We didn't make it.
I liked the Garfield one.
I didn't hate them.
I didn't think that it was the worst thing in the world.
It's not. They weren't Spider-Man 3.
Yes.
And then we had the new ones. And I saw him in Civil War. And I saw him in Avengers.
So
I'm gonna watch it. It's just
I'll tell you. Obviously, you saw Avengers: Infinity War.
Of course.
Spoiler for Infinity War.
No, fuck them. Fuck no. If you have not seen Infinity
100%.
War 2 days before Endgame comes out, it's your fault.
Go fuck yourself. His death and disappearance weighs a lot more heavy when you see him grow in Homecoming.
I'm sure.
And I think that's why you should have seen it. I know that obviously like
it's a little too late. Yeah,
it's a little too late. But I think like even if you watched it and then like watch their interaction in Infinity War when he dies, and then you'd be like, oh, that's why it's so fucking depressing.
Well, I have to say, one thing Infinity War did really well, because I know what you're getting at, and obviously seeing Spider-Man Homecoming would leave that death scene more of an impact on me. But one of the things I think Infinity War did really well was they illustrated character dynamics that were established in previous movies really well.
Yeah.
Like you could easily tell Peter looked up to Tony as a father figure from Infinity War.
Just from Infinity
War.
So
you could see he's so attached that like he would leave the planet Earth with Tony if there was danger.
That's the same thing with Gamora and Star-Lord.
Yeah.
Like when she's like looking him in the eyes and it's like, you need to pull the trigger.
Yeah.
Like that's at the point where you're like, oh wow, they really are like fully in love. Like they both are, totally with this. The same thing with
Vision and Scarlet Witch.
Like that was like you didn't really know that. Like
that was new. The romance was new. The romance was new,
but
you kind of saw it in Civil War.
Yeah.
Like during the battle when the two sides clashed. Like when she was hurt, he rushed to her aid, even though they were on opposing sides.
Yeah.
Like you saw it coming. But you're right. The romance,
fucking good movie. Too.
So fucking good. I love the Captain America trilogy is the strongest Marvel trilogy right now.
Fun fact: I'm not the biggest fan of the first Captain America.
Me neither.
I did not think that.
I think it's all right. I think it's all right.
I think it was all right. I think that Winter Soldier was by far the best one up until fucking whatever Infinity War.
Winter Soldier easily my favorite Marvel movie. By the way, Winter Soldier.
It's
they're great ones.
It's like 1, 2. It's like 1, 2, and 3. Like there's, I would say Ragnarok, Infinity War, and Captain America are. 2 are all interchangeable with me.
That's fair. For me, it's as much as I loved Ragnarok. Take out Ragnarok, replace it with Civil War. Those 3 are all.
Civil War is like 4 or 5 for me. I think.
Ragnarok is for me. Yeah.
Iron Man 1 holds a special.
It's a classic. Fucking classic.
That is absolutely a classic. I don't. There's 22 movies. It's so hard to like.
It's something else.
go down a list.
It's something else. But a lot of those, it's so funny because I thought the first Thor was weak. I thought the second Thor was weak.
Me and Bryan actually went into Thor, not knowing we didn't really expect anything. We weren't expecting anything when we went into it, and we were actually like really surprised with how good of a movie it actually was.
Epic.
It was really fresh, if that makes sense. It was something new, and I think that's what we kind of liked about it, was because we weren't expecting what we saw. But then Thor 2 comes out, and you're like, wow, this is like 50 steps backwards.
Yeah,
this is not good. This is totally not good. But then Thor Ragnarok
was incredible.
Fucking takes a jetpack past,
which way beyond the first two. It's
way beyond.
The first one's all right. At its time of release, like you said, it was a little fresh because when Marvel was first starting out, you never saw Thor on the big screen. But The Dark World was very meh. And then Ragnarok, like you said, was just 50 steps ahead of the rest of the trilogy. Yeah. But what do you got as Marvel's strongest trilogy or strongest series? Could be like a two-part if it needs to be. Because I got a soft spot for Guardians and Guardians 2.
Guardians and Guardians 2 are really, really good movies. I would have to go with Captain America, though, I think. I mean, I could also throw in the actual Avengers trilogy as of right now. Or
because technically Infinity War is a 2-part finale. Excuse me.
What was
Late Nights at the Lodge?
No, that's all right. But even Age of Ultron wasn't the greatest.
I thought that's another one where I was like, it's like a B level.
Yeah, it's a B level. But Avengers was A+. Age of Ultron was a B, and Infinity War I think was an A+.
Hard A.
Hard A.
Well, I believe in I I went to a private college where A+ aren't technically a thing.
Oh, see, my college, they are a thing.
Oh, so you think you're better than me?
Oh, no, I know.
Because you get the plus?
I know I'm better than you. I'm at least a plus better than you.
I guess so, right? Fuck me. Fuck me. But, yeah, you were saying?
Oh, yeah, so, I would definitely say that the Avengers are up there. The Avengers trilogy, as of right now, we'll see who they kill off, and then we'll see how far back that goes down. But yeah, Captain America and I think Avengers are probably.
What's next? What's next for the Marvel universe? After
Squirrel
this?
Girl, because I fucking love Milana Ventura. So hoping that's
Squirrel
good.
Girl, going for the Squirrel Girl.
Squirrel Girl. Yeah.
Do you think there's gonna be fatigue after this? Do you think after Infinity War Part 2, people are gonna care as much? Or do you think a lot of people's interest peaks right here?
So here's the thing. I don't think they're going to do it, but I think that they need to set a higher bar. But I think that they kind of they need to revert back to smaller scale movies like Iron Man and like Captain America and introduce new people and then build up a movie line to get to an Avengers 2. Not obviously Avengers 2, but a second coming of Avengers. I really think that at some point in this movie, Endgame, they kind of hint towards whether it be X-Men or Fantastic Four. I love the Fantastic Four. I loved the first movie that came out. X-Men, I even thought X-Men 3 was pretty good. But then once they started going to the Wolverine, that's when I started not liking it.
Interesting, because I actually like X-Men post that trilogy, and I like that X-Men trilogy. I thought Last Stand was a little bit weak.
I think
there's a couple big blunders. They had that one Wolverine movie that they decided to basically throw out.
Was it Origins?
I think it's X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Yeah.
I think they kind of canned that.
Yeah,
it's non-canon.
Yeah, thank God.
Yeah, right.
Oh yeah, according to Deadpool 2, he went back and killed. Oh no, that was for Green Lantern. Whoops. Oh no, but he also went back and killed. All right, so I was right.
Yeah, you had it right the first
time. Yeah, I would love if they incorporated new heroes like that into the MCU, while also incorporating actual new heroes.
I want more Guardians movies. Guardians movies.
See, that's one of the.
Give me 5 Guardians movies. I don't give a fuck.
That's one of those things where I can't see Guardians breaking up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't imagine
they got to keep them together,
right?
They just fought for their director. I don't know if you kept up with that whole saga. James Gunn.
Back.
But they threatened not to do the movie.
Yeah.
It came down to that. They're like, we're not doing the movie without James Gunn.
Yeah. Which, I mean, look, I understand that he said a lot of.
He made a lot of inappropriate jokes.
Yeah,
he made a lot of inappropriate jokes.
I don't think that you can cancel anybody that says something bad 5 years ago, 10 years ago.
And can people be forgiven anymore?
I'm glad that he did get forgiven. This is actually
same.
This is one of the. Chris Hardwick was also another one. Chris Hardwick, I absolutely loved. I aspired to be him. I loved his podcast. I loved all the other shit that he did, when he did Talking Dead. Gave me a reason to watch that show. When he had the whole issue come up with his ex-girlfriend,
the whole thing that bubbled up to surface,
with the whole thing, and it was obviously the relationship wasn't the strongest fucking relationship, and obviously both sides had some fucked up things happen in that relationship. But are you gonna punish the guy for having a fucked up relationship?
I was like, yeah,
everybody
exactly.
And again, I understand her claims, and I understand what his side of the story is, and I took an objective view, and I was like, all right, well, it just seems like they had a shitty relationship where miscommunication, and I don't think that this guy should be punished for the rest of his career because she didn't like certain things that he did.
And you know what my problem is, dude? We've all done terrible things.
Oh, 100%.
Every single one of us.
I fucked up a lot.
Same.
From the time I was 18 to 22, and then 23, I was like, I need to fucking change.
Yeah.
And
it's and it's bullshit that people could come along and hold you accountable for that.
Yeah.
Because you're not that person. You're the person who's learned from that.
Yeah.
And obviously there are mistakes that are so grand that they need to be accounted for.
Yes.
If they hadn't already been accounted for at their time of happening.
Mm-hmm.
But things say, and I don't know much about it, so for now I'm just going to go off what you said, Chris Hardwick having a bad relationship with miscommunication and then both not treating each other well. Or something like James Gunn telling inappropriate jokes over Twitter 5 or 10 years ago. It's like, look, we can be upset with those people for those things. But it's like, they're not those people anymore.
Not only that, but also, like, suppose, like, a random Joe Schmo had something that they posted on Twitter when they were 16 and they were edgy, and it was a white kid who
never left his hometown.
Yeah, and like said something racially charged or something like that. Because we all know that one kid that, you know, so when it comes down to it, it's like, yeah, obviously that was fucked up for him to do, but like, is he going to lose his job when he's 26?
Exactly.
Because he said something when he was 18 openly? Like, yeah, obviously it's fucked up that he said it, but I'm not going to be like, Cancel your job. Cancel your job.
Yeah.
You're going to call up Walmart and have this kid fired from being a stock boy because
he didn't like his tweet in 2009.
Yes.
And it's not right.
It's not right. I fully subscribe to the emotion that people are able to learn and grow.
And we can
And if they haven't said it in 5 years, obviously that's not like if they haven't done anything or they haven't said anything in 5 years that would trigger like, oh, look at this guy being racist. Like, obviously, something has changed in him, and he's not the same person he was.
Exactly.
Giving a second chance is something that I totally think is, like, okay. But if, hypothetically, it was Chris Hardwick, who had fucked up shit happen in this relationship, that past relationship, and now his marriage falls apart because he fucking did some fucked up shit. Like, yeah, alright, then he's an asshole. Like, then you could cancel him. But, you know, from a thing that happened fucking so long ago to, like, resurface, and then, like, he's happily married now. You know,
that's the problem. There's no consideration for the people around that person.
Yes.
It's like, you know what, you can, justify yourself all you want. Like, if you take somebody out from their job for something that, when you zoom out, really is not that big a deal. It's like, well, now his kids don't know where the next meal comes from.
Yeah.
Now his marriage is a little bit destabilized because they've been thrown in a pit that there might be no way out.
Yep.
There's no consideration for the people around that person.
Well, he has a very rich wife, so I don't think it really mattered to him. But still.
So we're on the same page.
We're on the same
We need these people people deserve a path back. Like the people who get banned from Twitter.
No.
They deserve it. And obviously there's a line in the sand. You can go too
far. Obviously there's a line.
I call it the law. That's what I say. I think the line is the law.
Yes, I 100% agree.
That's what
like Chris Hardwick not having a good relationship with his wife, ex-girlfriend, sorry. That's on the right side of the law, but then the fuck from the director of the X-Men, I forgot his name.
Oh, motherfucking
the fucking dipshit who fucking like actually raped girls.
Yes,
and
I'm gonna get his
like,
name.
Did shit like
people
that.
need to know this motherfucker's name.
I don't think they should.
You don't need to know.
A fucking piece of shit.
Well, don't let your kids work for him.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Fucking what's his name?
Let me see this.
I'm not gonna remember. I don't know.
Bryan Singer.
Bryan Singer.
There it is.
Fucking shithead.
Yeah, dude. Wouldn't he have like parties with like teenage boys like in his pool, something like that?
Maybe.
I'm gonna double check.
I don't remember that. Allegedly.
Everything we're saying is allegedly.
Yes.
But allegedly, Mr. Bryan Singer over here
is a real shithead.
Real
piece of shit. Allegedly.
But like. For someone like that, or let's go to one we know a little bit more about.
Yes.
Say a Kevin Spacey, who's been quote unquote caught.
Did you see that
the video he put out?
Video, and then the fucking next day, or was it? I think it was the same day. He got fucking he got sued for doing it again. Oh my lord!
You know what? You know what's funny? Me and my roommate said at the time, we're like, if he's guilty, that's the most terrifying video of all time.
Oh, 100%.
But we're like, if he's innocent, that's the most badass video.
That's the most like, yeah.
But I don't know.
No, I mean that's
innocent until proven guilty. By the way, Bryan Singer did settle out of court for the sex scandal.
Oh, okay.
He maintained his innocence, but was willing to settle. So I don't know what that says about him.
Yeah, that's like, hey, look. Let this go away, but I'm also innocent.
Yeah.
That's what it seems like. I don't know. Again,
it's like pay the money and we'll let you keep saying you're innocent. Yeah. I don't know, but it seems it seems like I don't want to say the case is closed on him, but there seems to be a lot of reason to believe he was doing these inappropriate things with underage boys.
I'd be perfectly okay if he never had a job in the movie industry again.
Involving children again, exactly. So it's like, when you cross that line,
yep,
maybe there shouldn't be a path back for you.
100%.
But
now, listen, I think that if you go to prison and serve your time,
yes,
you should have...
That's the whole point of prison.
But I don't think that you should be, the face. So... And an unpopular opinion, and I know it's going to be an unpopular opinion with you, so please...
It's okay, do your thing.
Please love me. Michael Vick did really fucked up shit.
Very fucked up shit.
Went to prison. Totally okay with that. He should be able to land a job wherever he wants. Don't think he should be the quarterback of an NFL team. Aroldis Chapman, fucking closer for the Yankees. Domestic abuser. I don't know if there's an actual, lawsuit. If he goes to prison... Good. I don't think he should be the closer for the New York Yankees. Same thing with Jose Reyes. Don't think he should be the shortstop for the New York Mets.
See, this is where I agree with. But here's the thing. Here's kind of where I need to draw a line between Michael Vick and those guys. I'm not defending Michael Vick. He did fucked up.
I was gonna say, where you go with this?
You'll see. He did fucked up things. But the whole point of the prison system is that you will be punished for your crimes, and when you get out, those crimes shouldn't be held against you. That's not necessarily the case, because that Michael Vick's never going to get a job as a dog walker.
Yeah,
but
I agree.
But the
go
man had the right to get himself back into the NFL and work his way back into his job.
So
and I just want to throw one more thing in there.
Go ahead.
And I actually think this is important. I do, and you can tell me otherwise. And I'll go into detail. Michael Vick is the only person to cancel on Oprah. Why? Oprah wanted to help him look like the good guy, wanted to make him look like he was caught up in a bad crowd and that he should be forgiven and that he did his time and he wants to come back and redemption. Michael Vick canceled because he was like, no. He said no. He's like, I don't want people to feel sorry for me. He's like, I did something wrong. All I want to do is my job.
Yeah.
So I respect him for that. And I respect your opinion. If you as you maintain it. But I think it's a little bit different than, say, a Jose Reyes who beat his girlfriend, basically didn't get any repercussion for it, any legal repercussion, and then is able to go play for the New York Mets. It's like, well, he didn't serve his time for his crime. He didn't.
So not only do I agree with that, but also on the case of Michael Vick, real quick, and I know we're all over the place on the
it's all good.
dartboard of talking. But, Michael Vick, yes, he did pay his time. Totally 100% agree with that. I'm glad he did. I'm glad that he was in a better place afterwards. And, obviously when he played football again, did just as well as he did before he went. But I find it like a misstep in an organization to still have somebody that was so widely known for something that bad happening,
right? That
they're okay with them still being the face. Like a quarterback is.
Well, if I may, it wasn't their plan for Michael Vick to be the face. He was McNabb's backup.
True.
He was just the backup.
True.
That was the Michael Vick plan.
True.
McNabb went down. This guy started playing great football. Yeah. It's like, well, what are the Eagles supposed to do?
But
you already gave him a job.
But see, I don't think that he should have gotten a job because, again, obviously, I think that, when you're a quarterback of a team, especially when you had the track record that he had, if he was a rookie and nobody ever saw him play, then, obviously, fucking whatever. But Michael Vick had the track record, did something fucked up. I don't think that he should still be a part of an organization where it's Michael Vick, the camera's always going to cut to Michael Vick. If McNabb, what? Oh, I'm sorry.
You're good.
Just limped for an inch. Yeah. Camera cuts to Michael Vick. I think giving somebody with that kind of shitty thing to be exposed to millions of people as if he's still, somebody
here's the thing. It's
it's football, it's baseball. Being a part of a widely known team and making millions of dollars. I think he signed at the vet minimum at that time. But still, that's a lot of money.
So look.
It's just
here's it. I disagree with you, but you're making a sound case for yourself. I understand why you feel the way you do.
Yeah. And again,
but how would you feel if the Philadelphia Eagles were like, oh, no. Michael Vick did all that before he was an Eagle. See, as an Eagle, he was stand-up citizen, went to the charity events, raised money, shook hands, kissed babies. That's the Philadelphia Eagle, Michael.
Now, does that matter if at the same time he's also a monster off the field and not in front of the cameras?
Of course, if you're a fucking monster, you're a monster.
Exactly.
If we don't know about it,
and
we don't know about it.
Did you ever see the show Dexter, where he's a fucking serial killer?
No. I don't believe in shows that glorify serial killers.
So the guys,
but he only kills the bad guys.
No, it's still fucking murder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just doing a bit.
No, I got you. But like
it's actually a Bill Burr bit. But
oh, is it?
Yeah.
It's
very quick. It's a little side joke he makes in one of his specials.
All right. I'll be on the lookout for that. But but still, he's a shitty fucking person. But just because he comes up to you and he's really nice outside of what he does behind it, doesn't mean that.
Just reminds me of American Psycho a little bit.
Yeah. 100%.
The behind the curtain is the monster. In front of you is just a normal looking.
Although I love that movie.
I adore that movie.
I love that movie because it did what I think everybody should do to Jared Leto, which is just fucking bash him with a fucking axe. Because
he's the Joker. Batman had to kill the Joker. God, do I hate him. Not a fan. Isn't that funny how it's almost like a synchronicity across time? Is you had the Batman of the future chopping, who not everybody, but most people loved, chopping up a Joker from the future that most people hate. Yeah. It's just crazy how that lined up. And not to mention the Green Goblin's in that movie. Yes, that's right. William Dafoe is the guy who do you think he knew? Do you think he knew who he was? Who the fuck is this? Unbelievable. I'll answer that in a minute. All right. I'm sorry. No, you're cool. I'm taking up a lot Don't say sorry. It's just your episode. Aw. Jesus Christ. But thank you. Which we do need to wrap it up soon. So let's get this last bit on American Psycho, and then I'm going to have you plug yourself, as I know you like to do. Aside from American Psycho, I know that you had a few more questions you wanted to ask me. Well, actually, one more thing I want to say is I wanted to actually thank you for your donation. You donated to the fundraiser this past weekend. I wanna thank you a lot for that. Anyone who's listening, if you donated, thank you. If you watched, thank you. If you didn't, thank you. Don't matter to me. Yeah. But no, thank you a lot, man. That meant a lot to me that you were willing to participate. So I was actually just talking to one of my influencers at work today that I do a charity for Extra Life. Every year I stream for 24 hours straight and try to raise money for I did not know hospitals. Yeah, let me know when you're doing this. This is a great idea. Probably in November. But cool. I'm not plugging that. I'm just saying, I know what it's like to hit your goal and it'd be the highlight of your fucking month. Prepping and hitting your goal, and then it's fucking yes. It's glory. It's glory. It's heaven, yeah. So not only do I think that the cause that you're doing it for was an excellent cause, but also, I saw how much passion you put in behind it. You fucking rescheduled me. Of all people, me. Which another thank you. Another thank you, by the way. You don't have those of you listening, I fell a little bit behind with the fundraiser. Mikey was willing to reschedule, so I had another night to prepare things. So in a way, the fundraiser would not have been the same without you, Mikey. So that's right. Thank you. No, but for real, I know how much time and passion you put into it, and I appreciate that. And also, me and you go way back, way back, dude, and, way back. And at any point, if I could support one of my friends. I know we don't hang out a whole lot, but, you're still a friend to me. So likewise, at any time that I could support you, I want to support you. Oh, yeah. And I think that that's a good way to show it. And also, it's for a great cause. But, yeah, anytime that you have a, charity like that again where you're gaming, let me know. I'll come through. I'll bust some skulls. Come hang out. Can't play Smash, so I'll play whatever other game people play. Fuck yeah. And definitely not Zelda, because that series sucks. No, I didn't want to say anything. Oh, man, you're going to make us close the episode on that? Sorry, Zelda's not a great series. I know where the next episode picks up from. Stay in your lane and stick to the first-person shooters. Mikey, give yourself a plug. Let the people know where they can find you. Tell them a little bit about what you do, even though we kind of covered that. But just give them a fucking reminder so we close this bitch out. All right. So, the Pick Last podcast. As we stated, I'm co-hosted by Andrew and Brian, the two wonderful gents that were on the show before. Also listen to their episode. You can find me on Twitter at DeQuat. Instagram, if I ever post on Instagram often, MDQuat. And on Twitch, DeQuat would be probably the best thing. And on Fridays and Sundays, if you're bored,
come by the GFuel stream from 6 to 10 Eastern.
There you have it, motherfuckers. Episode 30. Mikey
30?
DeQuatro. This was episode 30.
Damn, I should have waited 7 more episodes. Would have been my favorite number.
Favorite number?
Favorite number.
I'll get you for episode 137.
137.
I'll get you for episode 1. But we'll have to have you on again before that.
Yes.
Mikey, thank you so much for coming on. I can't wait to have you back, and I look forward to everything you're doing.
I look forward to listening to your episode, as always. Wait, we're going to cut this off, and the one question I wanted to fucking answer for the longest time, you didn't even ask me.
What was it?
Chip Gang.
Oh, I forgot! All right, hold on. Let me think. Where did this pick up? All right. This picked up at 52. Okay, we got 5 minutes. Chip Gang.
I'm in.
You're in!
Stipulations.
You're in!
Stipulations.
Please tell!
I don't want it to be backed by a company that is able to gain access to sell your information off to other companies.
Okay, so just to make sure, 1, you are not for the public chip, meaning a chip issued by the government.
No.
You are for a private chip. You are a private organization that can establish trust.
That can establish trust.
Okay.
Yes. I need like a NordVPN for the chip. Even if the chip has the
Does the chip need to be removable? Or is it something you're willing to let sit in your body?
I don't think it needs to be removable. As long as they have like a way for it to be healthily in your body for the rest of your life, I'm okay with it there. There should be a way to deactivate it. Like, absolutely. I shouldn't have to like fucking cut into the back of my neck or whatever. But there should be like a way to remove it.
Okay.
But,
I sit on the fence. It needs to be removable for me.
Okay.
I know me, it needs to be removable. I think that's what I'm learning. I don't know, man. The future is going to be crazy, and this is something we have to face. And I have this laugh on the podcast. It's fun, but like this is a real question.
So like,
this is a real question.
No, it is a real question. So like, if it's removable, I want it to be removable in like this sense of like, if you're fucking. if you have the chip on and you're fucking banging somebody out, right? And the chip's able to understand that your blood pressure is not so great, and through all the information that it gathers, it could tell that maybe you don't have an erection. Like, I don't want to have a fucking Facebook ad that, hey, Viagra needs, you know what I mean? Like, it should.
You know what's hilarious about that? It means like we'll know so much about people based on their ads. It's like I'll look over and see you like going on your phone and be like, why is that Viagra ad there, dude?
I promise you
What's going on there, dude?
I promise you right now, because your phone was on this table and we were talking about GFuel. You're gonna get GFuel ads.
Oh, I know I'm gonna get GFuel.
If it's not GFuel, it's gonna be like Sneak Energy or fucking whatever. But you're gonna get ads. You're gonna get ads based on any topic that we have. I've done that research before. Like, even if you search something on your computer, not even attached to Facebook, but like whether it be Google, I've searched something and then on my computer and then on my phone on Instagram, I got a fucking ad for that same exact thing.
Shit,
cookies
man.
are real. And it's something that, people need to like wake up to. They're like, oh, so weird. I was just talking about this. But you see, like,
that's the kind of shit with Chip Gang that's got me going crazy, because it's like, everyone just wants data, dude. Everybody wants data. Data is the advantage.
Data rules.
Data
That's going to be the new gold, dude.
It is the new gold. It's been the new gold for a long time.
It's not there yet, but it's getting there.
Fair enough. We'll call it silver, but we're fucking getting there, dude. And it's like, you can't tell me you're going to put a chip in me. You're not getting cookies. You're not collecting data. That's what they want. Yes. They want my data. That's all they fucking want.
If it doesn't actually collect and store data and sells the data to other companies,
you're gonna read so you're going to read the terms and conditions?
Probably.
Going to have to, right?
Or,
it's like the one time I'm going to read them.
I won't do that, but you know what I will do?
What will you do?
I'll go on the actual, like, thread on Reddit of like, hey, post launch of this product and see what all the comments have to say and base my decision off of that.
You never want to get the iPhone 1.
No.
So, wait that bitch out a little bit.
I'll wait a little bit. I thought the same thing with the Galaxy Fold phone that everybody has now that's fucking breaking on them. And I was like, I'm not going to get that one. I'll get the next one.
Yeah, wait on that one. But all right, we got a quick touch on that. We'll
also watch Ex Machina. Watch it. Did you end up watching it?
I have not watched it yet.
Fucking watch it, dude!
I have not watched it.
I actually meant to tell you to watch it in preparation for this episode.
You should have, because I would have.
I should have, because
I would have.
Because I definitely...
I need reminders.
The next episode I come on, We're going to talk about Ex
We're going to talk Ex Machina, and we're going to argue about the Zelda series.
Zelda series trash.
We're going to argue it on the next episode, Mikey.
I'm looking forward to it.
Me too. We're calling it here.
It's off the charts.